Hello everyone, Something2, welcome to another mod overview, this time on Inventory Move, or InvMove. A mod that simply adds the ability for you to pretty much still move around, but obviously have access to inventories. So, my first thought was pretty much that it's just repeating the last action you did of movement, but it actually seems to be that you're just able to freely move even with the inventory displayed there. Otherwise, you can toggle features on and off if you want to for which inventories you can interact with and allow movement for or not allow movement for. And there is also mod support as well, it seems, for certain particular blocks. There is quite a lot of support currently. I'm just going to be demonstrating things like JEI though, as I don't have many of the others installed. Otherwise, there's a bunch of config options you can manipulate, which you can access via the mods there and config. But if you have something like game menu option, obviously that'll make things easier to access the buttons, so you don't have to go out all the time. Which I'll link that in the description for those who like quicker access to configs that way, instead of quitting out to the main menu and then obviously going back into the world. So yeah, pretty much what you've got is, and I'll just have to show the actual configs like so, and we'll go out to the menu just in case later. Pretty much what you've got is an option where you can obviously enable or disable the ability to have sneaking while still accessing your inventory, moving while having the inventory displayed, enabling or disabling the mod, text field movement, jumping and move in inventories. So there's also a UI background consideration. And then there's obviously a bunch of different backgrounds that are obviously disabled or enabled if you want. And there's other UI specific things such as movement while doing it compared to just removing the background. And then otherwise there is other settings for things like JEI. So if you have the recipe GUI open and want to move around, a special overlay, and there's also disabling of the background. And there's other stuff like manipulating cloth config in certain ways, and there's unknown screens such as the chat screen, and then creative and other inventory stuff in other ways, I guess. I'm not 100% sure what those are for. So yeah, you can already see JEI's sort of background thing here, or the actual some creative inventory there, having their backgrounds removed. Otherwise, if I do this in survival, we can see that as well. There's no like sort of black or like darkness to it. I was trying to think of what it was before. Now that it's gone. So if I were to, I can just access a chest and I can still move around the inventory. It's not repeated things in me walking up to the chest or something. So if I just went to here, it's not going to have it where it just immediately goes back. It's just I'm controlling the movement while accessing this. So I want to get the axe, for example, but I obviously still have to be careful of the JEI feature of moving left and right, because it'll give me the actual blueprint or whatever the thing on the side is. I forget what it's called. I think it's a blueprint bookmark. So yeah, I can access all the food if I want to here, while still moving around. Say if I was in a certain situation where obviously I'd easily get attacked by mobs or players, and obviously I could get everything in the chest, move, and then I'd be good to go. Otherwise, we'll test a bunch of other inventories just to see. Let's see, in the chest, we'll try a shulker box, we'll try a brewing stand. I'm trying to think of like every inventory I can think of off the top of my head. Try certain entities like minecarts, which I assume will act basically the same. So we've got a furnace, enchanting table, smithing table doesn't in 115, so I can't really demonstrate that. Dispenser and dropper. Let's see, armor stand doesn't technically have a GUI. I'm trying to think what else am I missing. I don't have any other GUI focused stuff from mods, do I? I've got grindstone, stone cutout, cartography, barrel, loom, bunch of others, I think, and that's probably about it. Beacon, composter doesn't, dropper, model frame, I think that's everything GUI focused I can interact with. Okay, so move around in the chest, move around in the shulker box, and I assume if maybe you had it where you could open a shulker box in your hand, you could also have that as an option. I think you can't on its own, but if you had a mod that allowed you to, I assume you could do that. We've got the brewing stand, we've got the hopper, we need a rail for this, of course. So we can do that. We'll just put down the rest as well, just because why not? Okay, so furnace, movement, dispenser, movement, dropper, movement. We'll just get rid of these and put these all down. Alright, so beacon we can move in, blast furnace we can move in, smoker, cartography, stone cutter, grindstone, and enchantment table. So yeah, pretty much most of the common inventories you'll get support for. Obviously you can move around and have it coordinated quite impressively. You do it like the image here. But yeah, that seems to be pretty much it. Otherwise we just go out, of course. You can do that and then just access it here, like so. You just switch between. So by default, sneaking is not enabled. Many of the things here that I've maybe missed, like the villager, possible. The search field isn't enabled, and so on. But the one thing I will say is that I have actually encountered a crash, which if I check like my prior footage here, where did it go? Here we go. Hello everyone, Sunset2. You can kind of see that I've tried to enable everything, and it sort of just crashes. So yeah, trying to go into the world and it apparently crashes. So I'm not really too sure what the case is there, and I'll obviously have to link the report. So I'd say be careful what you sort of enable with the configs, even though I am using the latest version there. So yeah, it can happen, of course. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.